Screw, what up?
Get this right. Let me get this right. There's no way. There's no way. What I'm reading, there's no way this is honestly going down right now. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've been listening to hip hop for when did I start listening to hip hop, man? I started listening to hip hop before I could speak English. So my whole life, you know? My whole life. I was listening to hip hop in Nigeria. That's how real it was. Pretty sure what Hip Hop Hooray was popping at that time, something like that. Anyway, never in my 28 years of living have I seen telling at this level. We all heard it was gonna happen, but we did not think it was. I did not think it would happen so viscerally. First of all, let me start off by saying, what's popping with the population? This is crazy. If y'all can see, this is really affecting me because I can't stand stuff like that. Like, listen, like, I don't consider myself a street person whatsoever. You know what I mean? I don't consider that like what I am whatsoever. You know, I grew up in, you know, I was in the village for a long time, but, you know, once you move to America, you know, you got certain things and certain things like that, you tend to acclimate and not really talk too much about the other stuff, right? First of all, the 6ix9ine album is out right now. Go stream that on all streaming platforms. It's going crazy. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Matter of fact, another thing I need to tell y'all, go purchase that, man. Go purchase that. That's why I rock with the Nation Super Tough. If you don't got a physical copy yet, email 6ix9ine album, that's SCRYPT album at gmail.com and get a physical signed copy. I'm still letting those go. Majority of the time, I'm either packaging CDs or signing them. That's really what been my life for a while. Slime Shady out now, and ISIS Screwed Up, and I'm gonna be calling it Crisis, by the way. When you see it, it's not even gonna have the word ISIS in the title because I don't know why Joyner named it that. It's a stupid name. It's gonna be called Crisis, Joyner Lucas, Joyner and Logic Screwed Up. Because I'm trying to keep everybody monetized out here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep all the reactors eating out here. You know what I mean? We ain't got to worry about none of that. So, Tekashi said, I got to do this story because this story is wild important to me and wild important in hip hop. And I think this is hip hop history because I have never witnessed somebody in hip hop just Sammy the Bull their way into the history books. Just Frank Lucas their way into the timeline. This is the wildest snitching I've ever seen in my life. And I have all the transcripts right here. And we're going to read them. I got the entire transcript right here via DJ Academics channel. I can't act like, you know, I got them. It's Academics who got them. Oh, God. But I'm going to keep it a buck. Reading these, I literally got sick. I had to call Mumfu after I read this, but bruh, I'm nauseous. I don't know why, but like, this is 110% worse than anything you could have possibly imagined. I honestly thought when Shotty took his time, when the other dudes took their time, I didn't think 6ix9ine was gonna take the stand ever. And I thought that he was going to use that as his out when he gets out of jail. Like, well, technically I didn't snitch, even though it is snitching because the reason why they took that time is in lieu of knowing that they had somebody who was ready to take them all down. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. After reading the transcript, Shotty's smart. Anybody who took the agreement, the plea, very smart. You're a very educated person, because I looked at Shotty getting 15, like, man, that's a long time. But then after reading and seeing how willing he is to take everybody down and the levels and what he's willing to say, I was like, oh yeah, nah, 15 ain't nothing. Because the two people that kidnapped him right now are probably gonna go down for life. He's telling on everybody. So go get, I would say go get your popcorn, but this ain't even one of those moments. I feel bad. Let's go through this whole thing. Your Honor, this is by the way, this is the official court transcript of Tekashi 6ix9ine snitching. This will go down in history, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. If Tekashi get out, anybody who listens to him, I'm gonna look at you. It's gonna be beyond. I don't want to hear. I know we live in this counterculture moment where we're all hypocrites. I mean, we're all not hypocrites. We're all hipsters, and we all just like to go on. We're all contrarians, and whatever is too popular, we start hating it. And whatever is too hated, we start loving it. So, if y'all start trying to ironically listen to it, there's got to be a line we draw somewhere, right? I don't condone acts like, the acts that Treyway did, but 6ix9ine joined them knowing what they were doing. And that's what I can't stand. Do not do something. That's why I always tell people, like, I'd much rather have something happen to me and me not deserve it than me do something to somebody and then they do something back to me. Because just for my own mental, for my own psyche, it's going to be easier for me to heal mentally if I didn't deserve it, as weird as that sounds. Like, because my brain can't wrap around deserve. Because a part of healing is like not feeling sorry for yourself, but like taking the time to acknowledge you are a victim of something. If you did something, you're not a victim. I don't think my brain would be able to process that, and I don't think I'd ever heal. I would keep it a buck. But anyway, let's go through it. Your Honor, the government calls Daniel Hernandez. He's in his prison blues. Deputy Salmon just swore him in. It's on. So he walked up there in his prison blues, about to give some people the prison blues. First question, Mr. Hernandez, where were you born? Bushwick, Brooklyn? I don't know why they asked him, then answered it. Oh no, question, where were you born? He answered, Bushwick, Brooklyn. Yo, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, I know Bushwick upset right now. Like, dog, we don't claim, you ain't from here. Just because you was born here doesn't mean you from here. You just left your mother here. That's all that is. That's all that is. How far did you go to school? And he goes, like 10th grade? I gotta do my Tekashi voice. Like 10th, nah, he's not talking like that. He's definitely probably has a whole different voice. He's probably talking mad proper. Like the 10th grade. That's probably what he said. And you ain't graduated either. No wonder. When did you start living in federal custody? This is the first one that got me wanting to throw up. They asked him, when did you start cooperating? No, when did you start living in federal custody? When did you start cooperating? You know what Danny said? You know what Daniel told him? The next day. The day after we were taken down. And he lying too. The worst part is, even though that sounds like, wow, that was super close, he lying. He's lying. He was cooperating the second he took that last Breakfast Club interview. And that was before they got caught. That was like the day before they got caught, wasn't it? That's the last interview. Go back and watch that last Breakfast Club interview and see if and tell me he wasn't trying to set up a case. Try to detach himself from the whole organization because he knew he was going to be the one to bring him down. Bring him down, bring him down. It's too bad. The next day, 24 hours, he ain't even get lunch yet. He ain't even he ain't even get his prison gear on. As soon as they fingerprint him, he was talking. Okay, his name is Shotty. Mel murder. What? The next day. Question. Were you a member of a gang? And then he goes, yes, 9 Trey Bloods. Yo, man. All the bees out there, man, y'all gotta be mad careful who be let into this stuff. Cause I be noticing, like, I'm not an advocate of gangs at all. I think if gangs were what they used to be during like the Panther era, then I would be for it. But it's not. Gangs are have become more cancerous to my people than anything else, and we end up, you know, taking out more of our people than the KKK ever had. So that I have a really weird connection with them, but I understand sometimes it's a necessary evil. Not as much in 2019, but all the bees out there, man, who ain't doing knucklehead stuff, y'all gotta. Cause look at all the people that are considered that at this point. Chris Brown, Soldier Boy, Tekashi was like, what's going? The qualifications need to be need to go up, man. They need to go up because now he over here saying he was a 9. Oh my god. I kid you not. I was reading this, getting nauseous. Like yesterday before I went to bed, I felt sick. I was like, oh, and I don't know if it's because I was nervous for him, for his family. I was just sick at the whole situation. I was just grossed out that somebody could use an organization, use people to a point, and get used to a point, and then just turn around with no remorse. That, I don't know. That to me just is like, I don't know. That's crazy to me. Then here he goes. The stool pigeon returns. He goes, what sort of things did the 9 Treys do? He goes, robbery, assaults, drugs. And that's the thing too. I feel like the judge, the state, and 6ix9ine had a script, and he got up there and got his Edward Norton on. He got his Tom Hanks on. He got his Cuba Gooding on. He went on there, hit every point perfectly. He brought me there with his acting. Robberies, assaults, drugs. Because even the way he's talking, it just sounds. Do you recognize anyone in the court? That's what they asked. Here was the part that I had to. It was coming up. I had to swallow it back down because I had to. They literally asked him, "Do you recognize anyone in the court?" My man said, "Anthony Ellis has a gray suit on. Mac has a brown suit on." So he literally pointed the finger. This is Tekashi. Matter of fact, it's Tekashi. I think my thumbnail is gonna be this. It's gonna be a finger pointing. Yo. Then they ask him, where'd you go to school? He said, PS 59, Campus Middle School, Legacy High School. Did you work? I started working at 13, my first job. He telling his whole autobiography. He thought they was shooting the 6ix9ine story, man. I started working at 13, okay, whatever. Busted tape with my brother, grocery store, delivery boy, whatever. I later another busy job. Okay, they're just talking about from all my shows. Okay, from all my shows, I made $2,000 profit. I did it just. He only made $2,000. Oh, them dudes was lying. That's another thing too. Is I want people to go back and look at the energy I had for 6ix9ine during this whole time. I would like to say I proudly always thought he was a buster. I'm gonna hold that down. I had many arguments with people, and my biggest thing was telling people the more energy you give him, whether negative or positive, the more you encourage it to happen. I always thought he was a sucker duck. I know a lot of people gonna change shit now, where people be like, man, but the music was hot. I didn't even think all that, man. There's something about it. I got a big nose, man. I could smell it. I could smell the BS from a mile away. That's what happened. Okay. Now here he's talking about Gummo. It was called Gummo, Gummo. I had signed a 20% management deal. Seco Billy starts rapping in the hood, first use of the N-word. Billy is 9ine, so I asked him to provide members of the video. I met him at a studio in Williamsburg. So he wasn't even a part of the jaunt when he shot the video, bruh. Brought Hennessy, and at 370 Madison, I met Shoddy. He said the exact location he met him. He said, "We with you, little homie." Also brought a bunch of red bandanas. Meet Pablo. The brand new red bandanas too. That's another thing. It's funny. I can't remember who pointed that out, but whoever pointed that out, that's a real life dude right there. They pointed out. Okay, so played a song in court. They played Gummo in court. They said, "You see all these people pointing guns. Are those real?" Tekashi said yes. Asked him what's a drum. He tells him in all description what a drum is. And then here's another part. I'm skimming right now, but then he goes, "Mr. Hernandez, what is Gummo about?" And he goes, "It's a diss song towards like somebody I don't get along with." And then he goes, "Trippie Redd was part of 6ix9ine Brim," Hernandez testifies. So you telling me, so he just saying things he doesn't need to say. Like this is Super Saiyan snitching. This is Ultra Instinct snitching. He predicting the snitches before. He's snitching before the question asked. They said, "Why they didn't ask you what gang Trippie Redd was a part of? Why you have to say that?" But I will have to say, Shoddy, you definitely defended this dude something wild, and the real streetness in you should have smelled this coming from a mile away. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'll keep it a buck, bro. Oh man. Now here's the next page. Before I changed my style of rap, I liked this kid called Kuda. I thought he was talented, so I named the song after him, which is also somebody he's testifying against for the Chief Keef thing. Jesus. Ain't no honor amongst crooks, man. That's why I like to keep my stuff legit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. There ain't no honor amongst legit people either, but at least I don't got it. At least it's not street beef. But Kuda was filmed in Brooklyn, intersection of Fulton Ave and shout out to Fulton, man, and Old Utica, New Smurf Village. It's a 9ine members who live there. Who asked you? Who asked you? He giving it. We shot Kuda at Utica and Fulton on 920 Fulton. Shoddy lives there. Shoddy is a member of the 9ine Bloods. The 9ine Bloods are a group in New York. Yo, let me find out. Shout out to Dope B. Rest in peace, Dope B. Y'all, let me find out y'all still listen to 6ix9ine after this. Let me find out. How did you come up with drafting those lyrics based on your time in the 9ine? Did you learn some of their lingo? He didn't know what lingo meant, even though he did. And then they took a break. Then they asked, "Did you become a member of the 9ine Bloods in November? When did you become a member of 9ine?" He said, November 2017. "Were you initiated?" "No, you had to shoot your 31. Just tell him the whole initiation. Then he goes, "To be initiated, you had to put in work, like cutting someone's face. Mr. Hernandez, but you weren't initiated, right?" "Right. I just kept making hits to give financial support to the gang, equipping them with guns. Like so they could buy guns." That's the funniest part. He had to elaborate. He said, "Yeah, I did it so funding them with guns." That means they were buying guns, by the way. God, he got his Godfather Ray Liotta on. What? He said, "Now I live in Omaha, Nebraska. I asked for spaghetti and meat sauce, and I got egg noodles and ketchup. I love that movie. Right. Just keep making. Oh my gosh, the snitching is what I feel uncomfortable reading this, but I feel like there ain't a lot of people online reading a lot of people talking about it, not a lot of people reading the actual transcript. So hopefully this video goes out there so everybody can just so you don't gotta read it, get it read to you. So what did you do for the 9 tray? No, so what did you get from the 9 tray? Here's the part that just broke my heart into a million pieces. He goes, I would say my career, my credibility, protection, all of the above. How do you say that as you're taking somebody down? Like, how do you acknowledge, like, yeah, I owe my life and everything to them. I really started beef with some really serious dudes, and they're the only reason I'm probably still alive and never got hurt. These dudes protected my life with their life. They helped my career out, gave me credibility, and let me be immune in hip hop, essentially. But they all gotta go. Then I'm not even gonna get into this part. They asked him about the handshake. This dude 6ix9ine stood up in court and showed him the handshake. Dog, what else could he have told? Like at this point, blood types. We need blood types. That's basically what we don't got. What's Shotty's blood type? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Then he gets up, shaking his hand. We show up at a strip club in Brooklyn and pull me to the side. Hand still snitching about the hand signs. Then they pull out a picture. Say, Mr. Hernandez, you could identify the people in the photo. He says, I don't know the guy in the LA hat. And then they go, what is Mel Murda wearing? Cincinnati's red. He's the godfather of the 9 Trey Bloods. All they asked was what he was wearing. All they asked was what he was wearing. Why you have to go into the Godfather stuff? You trying to get extra credit, huh? I can't wait to see Bosco. The people that I'm most excited to see their reaction to this is Bosco 100, DJ Ghost. That's about it. I've already seen Ghost too, so. But Ghost is really just kind of telling more what happened. I want to see Ghost's reaction. Everybody send this to Ghost, but he about his money. He ain't going to look at it. I want to see your reaction. I saw your 6-minute video about what happened, just breaking it down. I want to see how you feel. I don't care if it's 2-minute, 20-minute video. I need that. I needs that. And then Bosco, you're going to need a special 2-hour check-in. I'm telling you, you're going to need an extra one. Because I'm going to be watching every minute of that. And he going to roast too. Bosco going to cook Punky Brewster. Okay. Does 9 Trey have a leadership structure? 6ix9ine goes on to say, there was a street lineup and a prison lineup. And then they ask, how did the prison lineup work? Well, I'll tell you. My understanding is that with the prison lineup, there was a higher up to getting any sanction on the street. And then the other person, he was snitching so hard, the other lawyer had to, objection, bro. Objection. This is too much. Because I'm not even going to lie. I don't know why he called the objection and the objection got overruled just to get on my court stuff. It got overruled. So it means the judge wanted to hear the, like, no, no, let him hang himself. I want to hear this. But the judge, the other prosecutor was probably like, objection, is he going to tell can we go to lunch? What the, he telling everything. And then here's the last part of it. I was thinking I was going to put like the transcripts up, but they're really just, go on Academics page. I'm just going to read them. Overruled. Now 6ix9ine says he spoke to Frank White and Magoo. They could say who had ranking and who didn't. Oh, so Frank White got dimed on. Magoo, you've also been officially dimed out. So who has been dimed out? Shotty, Mel Murda, Magoo. Why they all got M's? Shotty, Mel Murda, Magoo, Frank White, Trippie Redd, Kuda. 6. Oh my God. He said I want one for every day of the week. What's the 7th? We need one more. Magoo turning a street lineup where the ranks. There was a Godfather, twins, 5-star general. Oh my God. Who occupied those positions? Then he says Mel Murder was the Godfather. Right under was Shoddy. Seco Billy was a 5-star. Seco Billy, that's number 7. So we've collected all 7 Dragon Balls, ladies and gentlemen. Time for Tekashi to make a wish. And I hope he better wish to find a new inhabitable planet he could live on, because this is not going to work for him. I'm looking at a stopping point. Okay. Then 6ix9ine says, Shoddy told me if you take care of the people behind the wall, they'll take care of you. Then they go to lunch. That was the first day of Tekashi's testifying. There's got to be some honor. And you know what? I'm not going to be like the old heads and just doo-doo on my generation. I'm a part of this generation. I can't pretend like I'm not a millennial. I can't pretend like I ain't young, man. Listen, we as the millennials, we know what's going on. And even the generation under. Is there a generation under us yet? Whatever. We know better, man. I know we're very counterculture. We're very hipster. We're very just like to have a unique. We think that if we have an opinion that everybody else doesn't have, it makes us unique. Let's draw a line here. I have faith in y'all. 6ix9ine ain't going to be able to have a career after this. He's not going to be able to move like he moved after this. There's got to be some sort of honor, man. And I'm not saying go do crimes. I'm saying don't do crimes. Please don't. Don't go take this life on, because when you do, you have to remain quiet. You have to. And I know that there's going to come a time where it's impossible too, because you have to weigh out your family with their family. So instead of doing that and getting there and not dealing with the repercussions of the action, just don't do it. Just don't do it. If 6ix9ine was a civilian and he wasn't doing this stuff, or he didn't rap the way he rapped, or he didn't do the stuff outside. He could even rap the way he rapped. If he did the stuff he did outside of rap, if he didn't do that, just a civilian and 9 Trays were like messing with him or something, or extorting him, then I wouldn't be mad at all. If this was just regular Daniel Hernandez who made music, and let's say he made like Justin Bieber pop music, and behind the scenes these dudes extorting the hell out of him, 6ix9ine style. If he's like, bro, I'm tired of this, and goes, if Justin Bieber's getting extorted and tells, nobody's gonna care. We out, man. I'm done with this.